Alright guys, so we're seeing this new Child's Play movie, so uh, it, it doesn't look good in my opinion, but the movie's getting good reviews, so I'm gonna go in with an open mind. Let's see if I enjoy this movie or not. So yeah, my dad really wants to see this movie, and he's the reason why I even have a Chucky shirt to begin with. He really likes this franchise, he loves it actually, so he bought himself a shirt, he bought me a shirt, so let's go see Child's Play and let's hope it's at least okay. And I know, before you guys say anything, you guys will give me my dickhead award for seeing this over Toy Story 4 tonight, but I'm gonna see Toy Story 4 tomorrow, so I was gonna see this anyways, whether it's bad or not, but let's go. Okay guys, so I saw Child's Play last night, and while I was at it, I wore my Chucky shirt that I got for Christmas, and a lot of people were stopping me. They were asking me, "Hey, that's a badass shirt. Where'd you get it?" Like a lot of people were stopping me, like complimenting my shirt, and it's like it's like it was actually cool because like there was a lot of Chucky fans that showed up last night, and I actually didn't know that Chucky or Child's Play had this big of a fan base. I mean, I knew I had a fan base, but I didn't know that it was like anything like what I saw last night. A lot of people were stopping me, asking me about my shirt, and they were wearing their own Chucky shirts as well. And a lot of people were taking, a lot were taking a picture next to that Chucky standee that they have in the theater. And just like those people, my dad was, he was stopping me anywhere where he saw a Child's Play poster or Child's Play standee, and he made me take a picture next to it with my shirt. And the theater had a lot of energy because there, again, Chucky has a big fan base apparently. So there was a lot of energy in the theater, so I had fun. When it comes to Child's Play though, the actual movie, nobody asked for this movie. I never heard anyone asking for them to reboot Child's Play because everyone's fine with the original Child's Play. And just like Child's Play, it's a victim just like any other horror franchises where the studios start to note that these movies make a lot of money, and they make a lot of those movies just for money, and they milk those franchises dry, and they end up sucking. So, Child's Play was one of those franchises. Of course, the last theatrically released Chucky movie was Seed of Chucky, I believe, and that was a while ago. And then already rebooted it. They already rebooted this Chucky franchise on a straight to DVD type movies, which, from what I've heard, they're actually kind of decent. I personally haven't seen them, so I can't speak on them. But I heard that the straight DVD movies are actually okay. And when they announced this Child's Play theatrical reboot, I thought, what was the point? Like, they already have that straight to DVD franchise, which was going well for them. Why take a risk and reboot it theatrically and possibly make things worse? Child's Play, again, I wasn't a huge fan of the idea of a reboot for Child's Play, but then where they really got me is when they casted Aubrey Plaza. So then I felt obligated to go watch the movie. And the marketing came out, the trailers and the posters, and the marketing was piss poor for this movie. The marketing was awful for this movie. It made this movie look terrible. But of course, I still gave it a chance. I went open-minded to go see this movie. And what can I say? Child's Play, basically, this movie has its own nice spin on Chucky and a nice spin on its own Child's Play story. Like, it's not exactly a beat for beat reboot of the original Child's Play. It has its own nice spin to it. Of course, Chucky in this movie, he's not only a doll, but Chucky, he's kind of like if Amazon Alexa was a doll. Like, basically everything that Alexa could do, a Buddy could do, like a Chucky could do in this movie. So, which I thought that was really cool. They had their own spin on this character, and they had their own spin on the story and how Chucky came to be, why he's evil, which I won't give away, but it's not the same way as it was in the original movie. So it has its own nice, unique spin to it, which is already a automatic win for me. The movie tried to do something different, and it really worked. It worked. Another thing that I was extremely worried about walking in this movie is that this movie was going to take itself serious. This movie does not take itself serious at all. In fact, it knows that the whole idea of a killer doll is actually pretty silly. So it embraces that idea. And the movie is really silly, but it's self-aware. It knows that it's silly and it doesn't take itself serious, which I really, really appreciated. Um, again, it has like its own nice spin to it, and the comedy here is actually kind of funny. Most of the comedy comes from Chucky himself, voiced by Mark Hamill, which really knocked it out of the park. Mark Hamill is terrific voicing Chucky. He's a really good voice actor. So when I saw that he was attached to voice Chucky, I was a little bit skeptical, but I had faith in the dude, and he delivered us a really good voice performance. Now, Aubrey Plaza, she did a really great job in this movie. I never really expected that she would actually like do really good as the role of a mother, because usually when I think of Aubrey Plaza, I think of her being like an older sister, but never like a mom. So she really worked in this role of Andy's mother. She's a single mother who's trying to raise her child, and they just move into this like new house, this new apartment, and she has like a really struggling life, and you could tell that she does. And I thought her character was pretty good. As for Andy in this movie, the thing when it comes to kids in horror movies, they tend to be really annoying. But here with Andy, it was the opposite way around. I actually really liked Andy as a character because, he has everything that I would want for a character to have, like in a role like this. He's a kid who's like also struggling to have friends, and he's like kind of like socially awkward a little bit, and he's just a little boy just struggling. And that's why when he starts to have this connection, this bond with this doll, it really starts working. And he's a character that I surprisingly really cared about. That's how good his character was. I cared about him. And that's something that I don't say a lot about horror movies. Usually in horror movies, all the characters are just stupid, and I just don't feel bad for them. But in Andy's case, in Child's Play, I really ended up caring for this character quite a lot. Brian Tyree Henry is also really great in this role as this detective, and basically the problems that I have with the movie is that it's not exactly the pacing, but like sometimes like the movie starts losing steam to the point where the movie kind of gets repetitive. And not only that, but some of the issues also come from the writing, which sometimes gets a little bit out of control and silly. But again, it's a Child's Play movie, and other than that, I really enjoyed myself watching Child's Play, surprisingly. So it's a really fun movie. A movie that I would definitely recommend on a Redbox rental. With that being said, I'm going to give Child's Play a B-. Also, another thing I forgot to mention. Characters in this movie make smart choices. That's something you don't see in horror movies anymore. So, Child's Play overall, it was kind of good. It was a okay movie, one that again I thought was gonna suck, but the movie was actually pretty alright. So I'm really surprised. But yeah, have you guys seen Child's Play? Have you guys seen it? Tell me what you guys thought about it. Tell me in the comment section below. As always, thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.